Hello, I am Dr. Mark Dailey, as you may be aware. Today we're going to need to talk about the paleo diet and why I recommend it to my patients for at least a period of time. When we consider overall health restoration, we almost always have to start with the gut or the GI system. When we consider the gastrointestinal system, inflammation is without question our enemy. Remember that inflammation has numerous causes. Many of those are addressed with the Paleolithic diet. The paleo diet removes foods that we are most likely to have developed a sensitivity to. Foods that are high on the glycemic index, all processed foods. It's a diet that causes blood sugar and hormonal stability. It is an anti-inflammatory diet. Let me say at this point that everybody wants to have great health, tons of energy, beautiful skin, mental clarity, but so few people are willing to change the way that they eat and modify their lifestyles to get what they want. I'm sorry to tell you, it does not work that way. Change is mandatory if you want to enjoy optimal health. The Paleolithic diet is perhaps the healthiest way you can eat because it's the only nutritional approach that works with your genetics to help you stay thin, strong, and energetic. Research in biology, biochemistry, ophthalmology, dermatology, and many other disciplines indicate that it's our modern diet full of refined foods, trans fats, and sugars that is at the root of degenerative diseases like obesity, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, depression, and infertility. So to give you just a very brief overview of the diet, it's okay on this program to eat fruits, vegetables, lean meat, seafood, nuts, and seeds, and healthy fats. You want to avoid dairy, grains, processed foods and sugars, legumes, starches, and alcohol. So when we consider proteins, lean protein supports strong muscle, healthy bones, and optimal immune function. Protein also makes you feel satisfied between meals. Fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, and have been shown to decrease the likelihood of developing a number of degenerative diseases, including cancer, diabetes, and neurological decline. Now, healthy fats from nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, fish oil, and grass-fed meat is what we're looking for. Scientific research and epidemiological studies show that diets rich in monosaturated and omega-3 fats dramatically reduce the instances of obesity, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Saturated fats have been demonized by our health authorities and media. Now, what is the basis for this position on saturated fats? You should be asking. And our current recommendations for very low saturated fats actually justified? And of course, how much saturated fat and what types, if any, should be eaten? So without a historical and scientific perspective, these questions will be nearly impossible to answer. Now, in his paper, Professor Cordain looks at the amount and types of saturated fats that are found in the ancestral diets, and I've left a link for that work on this page. So you're welcome to click on that after the video and look at it yourself. One of the greatest deviations away from our ancestral diets is the amount and types of fats in modern grain-fed animals versus the amount and types of fats found in grass-fed or wild meat, fowl, and fish. What we observe is Wild meat is remarkably lean and has a relatively low amount of saturated fat while supplying significant amounts of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, or like the EPA and the DHA. In his paper, Dr. Cordain and his team analyze the complete fatty acid profile from several different species of wild deer and elk. The take-home message is that the free-range meat is far healthier than conventional meat. Excuse me. For most people, the fact that the Paleolithic diet delivers great results is enough. We're talking about improved blood lipids, weight loss, reduction in pain from autoimmunity or autoimmune conditions, reduced joint pain, alleviation of food sensitivities, greater balance in your hormones and blood sugar. Literally, the list goes on and on. Many people, however, are not satisfied with blindly following any recommendations, be they nutritional or exercise recommendations. Fortunately, the paleo diet has stood not only the test of time, but also the rigors of scientific scrutiny. With a very simple shift, we not only remove foods that are at odds with our health, grains, legumes, and dairy, but we also increase our intake of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. There is a great paper, again from Professor Lauren Cordain, exploring how to build a modern Paleolithic diet. Again, the link is on this page, so you can refer to that when we're through with the video. This paper also offers significant insight as to the amounts and ratio of protein, carbohydrate, and fat in the ancestral diet. The Paleolithic concept is new for most people, and this newness can spark a lot of questions. We like people not only to read about and educate themselves on this topic, but also dive in, get in and do it, experience it. Experience is perhaps the best teacher and often cuts through any confusion surrounding this way of eating. There was a head-to-head comparison between the Paleolithic diet and the Mediterranean diet in insulin-resistant type 2 diabetics. The results, the Paleolithic group reversed the signs and symptoms of insulin resistance / type 2 diabetes. The Mediterranean diet showed little, if any, improvement. It is worth noting that the Mediterranean diet is now generally held up by our government as the diet to emulate, despite better alternatives. You can find an abstract, or you can probably, I believe I put a link on this page as well, so you could look at that when you have an opportunity. And then, according to the CDC, cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. Interestingly, however, our Paleolithic ancestors and the contemporarily studied hunter-gatherers that would be on that same diet showed virtually no heart attack or strokes while eating their ancestral diet. Now, remember this. In functional medicine, we simply remove the things that interfere with optimal health or the optimal expression of health and add what the body needs to restore health and function at its optimal level. We remove things that cause inflammation like food sensitivities, blood sugar and hormonal imbalances, parasites, yeast, fungal overgrowth, bacterial dysbiosis, as well as opportunistic and pathogenic organisms. We seek to change the environment of the gastrointestinal tract to one that's consistent for health and wellness, but hostile to the things that cause inflammation and disease. The Paleolithic diet helps us to do most of these things in the least amount of time. So I want you to consider that, look into it. I believe it's important to get you healthy again. Thanks so much for your time and attention. God bless and have a great day.